anything loading up on here. So my high KDX gaming was totally fucking wasted. I'm not doing it again.
Oh.
Okay, it should be popping up online here in a second.
Loading up on here. So my high KDX.
What the hell is that sound?
You're hearing on my end.
I'm hearing somebody's end.
Here, let me do this.
That'll be me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay. That's why I asked earlier, can you hear the music? Because I've got you basically coming through everything.
Yeah, let me pause your stream here. So
Yes.
it's not echoing. Oh my god, such a big... Oh, there's Cade. With the scruff.
Yeah, I got some scruff going. What's up?
Looking like Harrison Ford in the original Star Wars. Scruffy! We're gonna nickname him Scruffy.
I'm just here drinking my coffee because, whatever, coffee.
Oh, I wanted to show you my desk, Monsters Rage. You can see it in the stream now.
Alright, I got commercial running right now, so let me
Yeah.
get that over with first, and then... What the hell are you putting... I just took a huge... I just took a huge poop in the work toilet, and then nothing.
Opens door and hits boss with the backdraft.
Yep. There's my
Me
desk.
every day when I was working. I see nothing. Oh wait, because my other laptop is being a piece of shit. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yep, there's
Sorry, you
my
7
desk.
hours. The fuck?
There's KDX Gaming.
That's a lot of trash that needs to be taken care of, sir.
Yeah, no. I'm a hermit though. I don't get out of the house.
You want to talk about hermit? I had about 200 cans of Mountain Dew that were empty on my floor a couple days ago. Yeah.
Do I need to add him to call again?
He said he was going to do a full reset, so it might take him a bit of time to
It,
get back up and running.
it shows he's up, so I'm gonna try
Is
it.
he? Okay. Yep. Give it a shot.
Oh, I see my phone now. It did say what the bottom was. It did show it. Damn,
Yes.
that delay.
No. Yes, no.
No.
What the-
Not yet.
Mother fricker.
I'm having a
Motherfucker.
technical difficulty with my laptop. For some reason, I cut out.
You're not cutting out on the video.
I hope not. There we go. Okay, for some reason, my Mozilla Firefox went to shit. What the fuck?
Let me dip down here.
But at least we know you're an angry iceberg.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be able to see me, man.
I
Well,
can't.
I think we want to get that anger level up before it starts working, right?
Hulk
I mean,
smash.
like right now, according to my Skype, it should be working.
It's not showing up, man.
How about now?
Nope.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
oh,
Oh,
whatever you were
well,
doing.
Wait.
Oh.
Stay there.
Well, it clicks.
Dang
I
it.
click on the camera thing, and then it goes away.
The camera thing.
Wait for it. Wait for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what do you use, OBS or XSplit?
He uses
I
exploit.
use XSplit, but I mean, XSplit is not open. OBS is not open. I have nothing open but except for freaking Spotify and Skype right now.
Okay, I know personally with XSplit, because I use it myself, if you even have the camera set up in, like, say, an overlay situation
It
that
ain't
you
gonna
have,
work.
it won't work. You have to remove the camera directly from whatever you currently have, and then it'll pop it up. I know it sounds stupid, but it's true.
That's why I stopped using XSplit and switched over to OBS multi-platform.
Well, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
I just got a
I had to
second
stop
camera.
I had to stop OBS because everything fucking went to shit with OBS.
Yeah, I was having the same problem with OBS. That's why I'm
All right, well, open up OBS and I'll
XSplit.
subtract it from. I mean, that doesn't make sense because OBS or
I know.
XSplit isn't even open.
It's not even up, I know. But the camera's registering that it's set up to it, so it won't respond. I
That's
should have
just-
said that earlier. Didn't even think about that.
You show that Reaper, but then Monsters Rage is Canadian.
Hold on. What did I miss? Somebody insulting me? Oh, that's the best thing. That's the best thing because I got the delay, so I can see it if I miss it live.
America.
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 That's exactly what I thought of, dude. That's exactly what I thought of.
Hey, Rick Grimes girl. We're trying to get set up here. Angry Iceberg is having some technical difficulties after I had about half an hour of technical difficulties. So yeah.
It's because they brought a Canadian into the mix.
All right, so do I have to remove it completely from the presentation, or
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Just
uncheck
remove it. Remove it completely. You can always just put it back in afterwards. That shouldn't be an issue.
I wish I had a man cave like that. I'm just saying. Like, honestly.
all right? So how do I completely remove it? Because
So you just click on the actual camera in your display and just
Yeah.
push the delete button. It'll get rid of it.
I don't see a delete button on it though.
No, on your
Oh,
keyboard.
okay. I see what you're saying. That's not working either. Delete. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yay! Now will this switch over?
Let's see. Let's see.
And
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Big bucks, no whammies.
Big bucks, big bucks.
I
I'd
can
buy
afford
that
to be
for
a
a
little
dollar.
bit better. There we go.
Wait. I see. Nothing. Come on.
Hello, Rick Grimes girl. I'm getting the loading wheel of death.
Yeah, I saw that. Shit.
Let's see.
Come on, Ice, you're holding up the show. Hello.
Dude.
I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know why this isn't working.
I don't know either. If you guys want, we're already 20 minutes late. We could always just go with you, no mic, and just audio.
You mean
So
no
who was
video,
the one
just
making
audio?
that joke about the fro? Because I got a fro to show you right here.
No.
You got a fro?
No fro.
All right, we'll compare fros. Oh, I got you beat.
That was
buddy.
my fro.
I got you beat.
Ooh.
Mine might not be real, but I got you beat.
No, mine was real.
Here,
Like,
here,
if
let's
I'm
get the
camping and I
fake
can't
beauty
shower
people.
for a week, I'm freaking screwed.
Now, understand. Look at this face. Does this face look like somebody who would buy a whole bunch of wigs?
This can't.
No, you got the Mr. T thing going on, so no.
Right. All right. So, a few years back, it was at a New Year's party, and it was kind of spur of the moment. We were heading out to go for a nightly festivity, and it was a 70s disco party, and I was out of town, and I had no costume, and it was a spur of the moment thing. I was in Toronto, went down to Kensington Market, and just picked up some random shit. Excuse me, folks, I swear, it happens. And this was the wig that I picked up. Now, because I was desperate, this was a $50 wig. I couldn't get anything cheaper. But, enough talk. Let me go get it. You ready for a wig?
Oh, dear God.
I understand that was natural, that was real hair. Impressive for real hair. But, if you're gonna go afro, you gotta go full on afro. Let's get it.
Oh, God.
It's funny, I'm just sitting here like this, and Monster's just like,
It's still not working. God damn this! This is bullshit.
Oh. Now that you have it deleted out of your system, I'll try hanging up on you and calling you right back.
All right.
oh man, just don't got that.
People
Job
to
thing.
call.
Oh,
So, like I
Did
said,
I-
if you're gonna go full afro, you gotta go full afro, people.
Oh.
And I'm talking full.
Oh my God.
All right, so when you gotta do it, you gotta do it right. And this,
Oh God.
the bobble
Is right.
thing.
It's got hair.
Brutal.
Welcome,
hell?
Cal Tipper, Dead Memories, Master Chief, Big Mike, Just Call Me Dino. Welcome to KDX Gaming, and welcome to the loading screen. We're trying to get Iceberg's cam set up so we can get started here. We'll have an express version of the loading screen because we are running a bit behind.
Yeah, this I really have no fucking clue why this isn't working. Apparently, Skype is just a bitch.
Skype doesn't like you tonight.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Let's see. God, that fro, man.
Ah,
Video
it
settings.
is
I
what
mean,
it is,
because
right?
I can get it to. All right, now it's not.
I'm not even joking, dude.
The best part
I
about
still
it,
haven't
though,
seen
is
Cade yet, man.
anybody's
I have not
best
seen
friend.
his do anything, so.
Well, I'm on the stream. We're streaming.
All I see him is staring intently at the cam and then doing the face palm. That. Wham!
Hard mode, Skype equals fail.
Maybe.
Nice,
Yes.
Deadman. Hold on.
Yes.
It's loading. It's loading. Hold on.
So I can see myself.
Give it a second. Give it a second.
It
Give it a
was
second.
for like a second. Now it's frozen.
Oh.
Come on. Come on, Iceberg. Show
Wait,
me
number
some
two.
iceberg.
Alright, enough of this.
Yeah, get that thing off, dude. Seriously. You're gonna give me nightmares.
So much better.
What's up?
And we got your logo.
It keeps reverting to my freaking. All right. Keeps
Your
reverting
audio.
to AverMedia, my capture card for some reason. I keep saving it as my camera.
That's interesting.
Why?
In your tools for your options, what is it showing for your actual video settings? Like the select web camera, what do you have listed there?
I'm showing myself. I can watch myself in my own camera in the tools.
And you see yourself perfectly. There's no issues there at all.
Yeah, I can see myself perfectly. Then sometimes I have to, when I go in there, it's reverting back. Here, let me hung up. Call me one more time. Hold on.
Alright.
Fun. Fun. So how's everybody doing tonight anyway?
Doing good.
Oh, this is irritating.
In a little bit of pain here.
This is irritating. It keeps reverting to my freaking AverMedia card. I don't know why. And then, like, oh my god.
Yeah, dead memories. That's what she said, dude. He's all hard restart.
Ouch. Hey,
Hey,
30
30.
30
What's
still
up,
gaming.
bro?
How you doing, man? He's the one that hosted the podcast last week.
30 and
Yeah,
still
maybe you
gaming.
can ask
Yes.
him how you can get everything going.
Oh, I'm gonna get XSplit. There's no two ways about it. I've got to get XSplit.
Just try just try multi-platform.
Come to the dark side.
No, I'm
Come
going
dark
to the
side.
dark side, and I'm gonna have the Sith cookies because XSplit just does too much.
Yeah,
that I cannot
Skype,
do.
Makes you happy.
Skype does not like my camera, apparently.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get
Oh.
started, man.
Just a warning, Cade, about
Mhm.
XSplit. You can't use overlays because you'll have
Yeah.
that same issue that I was running into.
What do you mean you can't use overlays? I have you overlays.
Where?
You can use overlays just fine.
Yeah.
Well, like I have this overlay that Cade made me a while back, and it won't let me stretch it to the screen, and I ain't paying fucking $20 a month for something
Yeah,
I can't stretch to.
That is for the free version. If you want the paid version, then that's all unlocked. Because I can freely stretch my overlays to wherever I need them to be.
$20 a month, that's steep just for that one feature.
Well,
that I need.
I pay for it once a year, $69.99, and that covers me for the whole year for my license.
That's not bad. I'm gonna do that. Alright. Trying to get everything kosher with Iceberg here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Skype is dumb.
I mean, we can have you be like the mysterious voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. We'll
Yeah.
just find
Let's
like
do
some
that.
sort of smoke mist
Yeah.
file and put it in front of them.
Right. All right. So let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the loading screen. This is episode 2. On the left, you have Iceberg with his nice little logo there.
I'm waving. Hi.
Yeah. Right. He's got some camera issues. We do apologize for that. Right on top, we have Reaper X357, and
So,
and on my right, we have Monstrous Rage. I am KDX Gaming, Twitch Stream Decade, helping you in game and in life. Our first topic is MMOs, specifically the economy, and how we feel microtransactions can have a big impact on both the virtual economy and the economy as a whole. So, if we want, we can all take turns, viewing it.
Saying stuff, people. Saying
Yeah.
stuff. That's
Yeah,
what we're
we're-
gonna do here.
We're going to be saying a lot of things.
freaking hate the idea of that microtransaction crap. If you don't mind me starting us off here.
Yeah, go right ahead.
That's a salty topic with me. The most recent title, Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty. I know it's Call of Duty, but still, it's microtransaction. You have to. And there's this thing called a variant system, right? And where you can get these guns in the game, but in order to get a better version to have a edge over your opponents in the game, you have to pay anywhere from $2 for one item that it might not be a gun, it'll just be a piece of clothing for your character, up to $100 for 20 items that might not be the thing you really need to get to have that edge. And it's while I see that it helps the company bring a little bit more interesting life to their game, it also hurts the company at the same time, because you look at the sales of Advanced Warfare compared to pretty much any other title that's sold, and Advanced Warfare, they're about a tenth of literally any title you could think of, even when Destiny first launched and they had so many issues. Assassin's Creed Unity, there was a ton of takebacks, but still, Advanced Warfare, it had only 2 billion copies sold, right? And 80% of them were returned or exchanged for something else. And most of the reason of that was because of the microtransactions. And that's the same thing with even this game I played for a little while called Neverwinter, or Elder Scrolls Online, where you have to pay for convenience, whether it's a bonus to the experience that you can get when you're killing stuff or doing quests, to a new mount or a piece of armor or a weapon. I think it's just bad for gaming in general. And
I
you
think
should get
it's
rid
our
of
new
that.
version of Game Genie from when we were kids.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is. It's you pay for cheats, and some cheats are beneficial to your own character. Other cheats basically wreck the game for everyone else. But you can pay for it, and you can have it. I feel the same way myself. I think it's a really bad design. For programmers, they're trying to make that extra buck, but put that energy into another game. I mean, you're making the money off of the game that you've already created. Don't make us pay another $60 on top of the $60 that we paid, just so that we can have maybe another 2 or 3 hour add-on experience to a game that we've already paid for. Again, from the programming side of it, it is funding them. It's helping them to make better games in the future. But I think as a consumer, we're getting robbed. We're getting robbed, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. We need to stop doing it. We need to go back to the old way of games. And that's right, people. I'm old, but an old way of games where once the game is created, that's it. If you want to do add-on content, make it substantial. Don't give me a weapons pack and charge me $4.99 for it, because it does nothing.
Yeah. Iceberg?
Well, I would say that really, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here because I think it really becomes an issue of what's the experience that you want to have, right? Like for me, as we say, we're adults here. We have less time. You know, we're talking about, especially with MMOs, okay? Like Advanced Warfare, that's a completely different issue. We're talking about MMOs. We're talking about convenience items, right? Speeding up our XP gains, you know, and that sort of things. We don't want to spend that much time. Even like a game that I played, like NHL, the NHL series, and now this year, the NHL 16 is a little bit different. But when you had the EA SHL and you wanted to, and I'm just taking this for an example, all right? So you had a progression system, okay, that got you from a lowly level guy that barely had any skills up to the max level and had all the skill points, right? Well, you could spend all that time, you know, leveling up your character to get those experience points, get those levels, you know, and be able to compete at the highest level. Or you could, you know, spend a little bit of money and get some points that you could otherwise earn from playing the game. You know, so like for me, when I look at it, there's like kind of a two-sided coin. Like with NHL, with that series, just as an example, because it's very familiar with me. You could either play the game to get the same experience, you know, over a longer period of time, or you could pay to speed up that experience. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody's still able to get to where they want to go. It's just a matter of how long it's going to get you there. Now, when we're talking about games like, for example, Destiny. Destiny just introduced, like within the last couple weeks, this is a game, of course, that I stream. They just introduced microtransactions. Now, right now, it's currently purely cosmetic. Very, very simple. They're just emotes, essentially. Basically taunts, in other words, okay? So they just introduced these, and basically what they've said is, okay, we're not going to charge you for DLC anymore. We're going to make the people that want to pay for these emotes, for these, vanity items, right? We're going to make them pay for your DLC. Now, we don't have to worry about DLC. Nobody's going to complain anymore, you know, about the price of DLC. We're going to make these people that have all the money pay for all the DLC. Now, when we're talking about, like, actual MMOs and progression, you know, that's a different story. When we're talking about, like, say, World of Warcraft, or you know what? Let's talk about EVE Online, another game that I'm very, very familiar with. Okay, they introduced the item Plex, right? Now, in that item, it was where it was essentially where people could earn, like, game time. Okay, they could actually, through the game, playing the game, they could pay for the game time and get other people to pay them ISK, which is the in-game currency, for this same subscription time. Okay, so again, it's really kind of a balancing act. Yeah, Modern Warfare, I think that is just a screw job. I mean, for that sort of thing, you should be able to, when you're paying for something, you should know what you're getting.
Oh,
you know, but when it comes to vanity items, if it's something you want, you know, whatever, like, for example, Dota 2, right? You're paying for vanity items. You don't have to buy that. It's not going to change the game. It's not going to, you know, improve your chances of winning, right? You know, that's one thing. If you want to pay to look a little bit different, to be a little bit different from somebody else, then whatever. That's your decision. But I think when it comes down to pay to win, that's kind of where I draw the line, I guess. Does that make sense?
The pay to win, I agree with that 100%. If, like you said, if you wanted to speed up your gaming process as your own game, not as in a community game, though, like your NHL, I could see, you know, you don't have that extra 15 hours to spend playing that game because you're streaming other things, or you're just busy in life. If you wanted to spend that $5-10 to take care of that 15 hours, then, you know, that's your choice, and that's something you can do. My issue is exactly what you're saying, is the pay to win scenario. That is destroying gaming, and it doesn't have to be even MMOs. It's really anything regarding a pay to win scenario situation, because you have people that are going to be playing a game for, say, let's say 30, 40 plus hours that have just grinded through that game. And then you have somebody who's, you know, better off than that person, you know, has the money to just throw. And they come in and annihilate them with a character that's 4 times the size of them. And they did it within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that scenario needs to go because it's going to, well, it's going to affect everything. It's not just going to affect games in general, but your PC gaming with the in-bit currency and that sort of thing. Gamers that are making mods that people are enjoying, they're not going to buy that stuff anymore because there's other people that are way overpowered because they bought a certain mod that's god material. I don't know. I have an issue with it. I don't like it.
The way I see it is like anything is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, And we have to remember that the people that create these video games, the games that we love to play, they're in it not to necessarily to create an enjoyable experience for us. They're in it to make money, right? They're a business. If they couldn't make profit, they're not going to make the game. That's just the bottom line. They're not going to make it just for love, unless you're talking about some of these small independent gamers, right? But they're not going to be charging these fees anyway. But
sure.
So we have to understand where they're coming from. But yeah, we don't have to necessarily agree with it. But at the same time, if we don't agree with it, we don't have to spend the money on it at the same time. So we kind of have to blame ourselves a little bit for some of these microtransaction situations.
I'm completely agreeing with that. I am to blame with that for many years, buying the DLC, buying the extra content, buying the season's pass, buying all these different things because I love the game. But it's come to a point now where I just don't do that anymore, because there's just too much crap that's given away in lieu of them actually making things that would make the game better.
With MMO economies as they are now, it always comes to a place of inflation. EVE Online, World of Warcraft, Neverwinter, ESO. The more people play, the more they're going to get currency. The more the currency they get, the higher their bank vault becomes. And then you see maybe an item in an auction house that's maybe 50 silver for World of Warcraft. Well, 12 months later, it's for sale for 15 gold. It's the same amount of item in the auction house, but everybody has 20,000 gold, 30,000 gold, with them, and everything's inflated. Actually, in economic terms, it's called inflation. I actually really like what EVE Online had done, where you can earn and grind out, and it might take 3 or so months to get the ISK to buy a Plex. Now, a Plex is like a 30-day subscription to EVE Online. You could buy it with either in-game currency, the ISK, or you can pay for it via credit card, PayPal, whatever. But I actually like that. It actually helps control the economy, so where when players get so much, they can just buy a free month, and then they're right back down. So it helps balance the MMO economy. Now,
let me say this: when we're talking about ISK, what about the opposite of the side? Is like the people that they don't have that time. It's the same thing. They're basically buying that Plex to sell for the ISK. Like when I played, I think it was like 30 million ISK or whatever it was the going price. It's the same thing. You're just basically buying for convenience. So somebody's willing to pay whatever price that you're willing to sell it for. So it's basically saving you that time. It's really the same thing.
It can be if you do like buy the Plex to sell for ISK. That's pretty much That's the bad side of that coin. The good side is you can buy the Plex for the ISK if you decide to grind out. But some people don't have the 40, 50 hours that many of us dedicate to video games.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is that it's really about the convenience, right? Because the people so Plex doesn't come from nothing. Plex comes from people paying cash money for the Plex. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can't just go on the market and buy Plex from CCP, right? I mean, as far as with in-game ISK, you buy that Plex from another player who has actually paid cash money for it. So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and another game that's wrongfully used microtransactions was Mortal Kombat. And there's 2 examples of this. Actually, 3. One, you could pay real money to unlock everything in the crypt, which is your unlockable stage. Number 2 is you can pay to get easy fatalities. Why you would need that, I don't know. And number 3, you can
memory.
You can pay for characters that should have been in the game already. Goro. Yeah. Who else? Jason was in here. Jason Voorhees,
Tanya.
Predator, and Tanya. Now, Goro and Tanya are original Mortal Kombat characters that you got in Mortal Kombat 2, and yet they're selling them to you in Mortal Kombat 10. That just seems a little scummy. I mean, I can understand.
Well, not only that, but that was also part of their pre-order situation, right? If you pre-ordered that game, you got Goro for free. So I think that was a
talk
marketing.
about pre-orders.
Oh yeah, pre-orders and Batman right now is on my crap list because they released DLC that was available for pre-order, and it burned a lot of season pass holders because they bought that season pass expecting 6 months of content, and the second month they come out, and it's the pre-order bonus. So if you pre-ordered and got the season pass, you just got gypped off of a month of content.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. That irks me.
I don't do pre-orders anymore. Well, not pre-orders. Sorry, seasons passes. The only seasons passes that I'll do are stuff like Tales from the Borderlands because I know that I'm going to play all 5 episodes, so I'm going to buy it at a discounted price.
Right.
But aside from that, like season pass stuff, I find that I'm paying for the 3 or 4 DLC add-ons that everybody else would pay for, but I'm paying that extra dividend for all the skins that I just don't give a shit about.
Yeah. I read an article actually today about MMO economies, and Forbes, HP Morgan, Chase Bank, and The Economist have all studied World of Warcraft to actually help further the American economy, which was completely insane until I read the article. And you basically have 30 million players on, driving an economy through the auction house, and they actually control the economy. And it shows how, people in their basements that could be playing a game for, 10 hours a day for the last 10, 12 years can actually show analytics on how economy can rise and fall due to how many players are playing the game and what the actual inventory is as far as, gold, silver, bronze, whatnot. And I thought it was actually really interesting. They have a video up about that. And
well, I think free-to-play is good for that reason.
Free-to-play is great, but you can't... A lot of games you cannot win unless you buy something.
No, but I think it's a good way to get people into a game. Like, if you're going to go out and spend $60 on a disc and pop it into your system, and you get 2 hours and you're like, this game is garbage.
Yeah.
Why did I just spend this money on this? Versus a free-to-play game where you can play for that 2-hour period and say, you know what? I'm willing to give this programmer some money because I'm having fun with this and I want to continue on the story. If it works out to be that game, for you to complete it, is going to cost you that $60 price tag, at least it's a $60 price tag where you enjoyed the experience versus a $60 price tag on a game that you have no clue whether you're going to like it or not.
Well, that's actually the beauty of Twitch, because you don't have to buy that game day one. You can watch somebody else play it and make your own judgment call. So that's the beauty of Twitch right there, because streamers, day one a game comes out, there's going to be a flood of people streaming it because they want to get, the people that don't have the money or want to wait to see what the game's like in order to buy it. They're going to get those people in there like, oh, okay, this game looks awesome. Or in the case of Tony Hawk 5, dear God, get me away from this game as fast as possible.
Who got sucked into that?
I didn't. I saw the beta. I'm like, nope. Good night.
Nope. Cash grab.
Yeah, it was
I didn't
total
even care
cash
about
grab.
that game.
Exactly. That's the problem. We are running a little short on time. I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 13 minutes. Let's go Iceberg. What games are you looking forward to coming out in the next 6 months or a year or whatnot?
No Man's Sky. That's number one. I am so looking forward to that one. I mean, I heard a rumor that was coming out next week. Whether I believe that rumor, I'm not so sure. But No Man's Sky is number one on my list. Of course, I'm an Xbox gamer primarily, so stuff like Crackdown, Mirror's Edge is another big one. So those probably those three are the big ones, man. But I definitely know that as a streamer, once No Man's Sky hits, I will be definitely going. I already talked to my streamer earlier about it, that I'm going to go out and I'm going to raffle off the chance to name planets that I discover.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, Reap.
I was prepared to be like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that BO3, but it has me a little salty. Apparently, that Nuketown map, it's only gonna come as a DLC just on PlayStation, and usually when they say something's exclusive, it means like that whole month early thing, like how COD's always been.
Timed exclusives, yep.
Yeah, but nope, it's completely exclusive. Kind of angers me a little bit, but I am looking forward to that Rainbow Six Siege when it finally hits. I mean, the beta did just close up a little while ago, and while everyone's saying it bombed, I like the idea of the explosive environment, so I'm looking forward to that. No Man's Sky, and that next Dead Island game they've been having to shut down and restart the project on the last like 5 years.
Kind of like Kingdom Hearts 3. All right,
Exactly.
Marvelous Rage. What games are you looking forward to?
Yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, recent, starting next week, Halo 5. Want to get through the campaign of that. We've got Fallout 4, Mighty Number 9. I don't know if anybody's hyped about that, but I can't wait. Cuphead. I don't know if anybody's heard of that game. It's an
Oh
indie
yeah,
title, but
Cuphead. Oh yeah,
I can't
man.
wait to play that one too.
Sure.
And Uncharted, new Uncharted. Got to play that too.
Yeah. By the way, Iceberg, No Man's Sky will not be coming out next week.
I know, but I'm just saying, there's the rumors have been there. So I mean, a guy can hope, right?
I want that rumor to be true.
No, I did.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to keep that hope alive. But yeah, I know it's probably not going to happen. But still,
You know.
I was fortunate enough to play the No Man's Sky beta. I do have correspondents at Hello Games. I actually,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, I shot them an email, and they gave me a beta code, so I could beta test the game for a week, and it's amazing. Oh God,
Well,
I would
I used to like you, Kadex. I used to like you.
I would throw $90 at the screen right now if I could play it. That's how good it is.
Is it close enough from the beta to where you can actually be like, hey, so it is a lot closer to EVE Online than you thought it was?
No, it's not close to EVE Online. It's a completely different experience. And I do say experience instead of game.
Yeah, for sure, it is. You can see that that's designed not to be a game. It's designed to just be exploratory.
Definitely looking out for Fallout 4. Horizon Zero Dawn is another title I'm looking forward to. Cuphead. Dear God, I'm going to love some Cuphead.
Yeah.
And just some random indie titles. I'm actually getting excited about the indie title list in general. I like to play those in my own time. I don't like to stream them, but I have a blast with them every time I play them with my girlfriend. So we are about to wrap up here in just a moment. So we're going to do a little station identification. We'll start with you, Iceberg, and we'll go around. Oh wait, Reaper.
My time constraint has been lifted. If you guys want to keep going on, just throwing that out there.
Are you good to go, Iceberg?
oh yeah, man. Let's keep going, man.
Okay.
I'm having a great time, man.
Awesome.
No
Okay.
problems. No problems.
Okay. Extension. Loading. This is the frozen screen, the freeze screen, not the loading screen now.
It's a boner.
Okay, for the new titles that are coming out, we did mention DLC. I want to kind of dive into that. I don't have a problem where you have microtransactions in a single-player game where it does not affect a multiplayer experience. Tomb Raider is going to be a perfect example of that, where there's supposedly going to be more than 300 viable pieces of microtransactions that will not have any multiplayer and will not have any significant changes to the gameplay whatsoever. So I do have, a special place for that where that would be okay. Where you can, you can buy outfits, you could buy, I don't know, skins for vehicles or weapon, modifications, stuff like that. If it's a single player experience and you're not going to get any advantage out of it, I have no problem with microtransactions. If you want to pay it, pay it. If you don't have to.
Shouldn't be a forced thing.
No, that's it.
all
You
I'm
shouldn't
saying.
have to pay to have it done.
Yeah.
To complete the game, you shouldn't have to pay.
Um,
You've already paid for the game, so you should be able to just play through it without having to pay more.
Basically, what gamers have come to expect is when you drop that $60 on a title, you're expected to go to the end without falter. Now, with a free-to-play game, you expect paywalls, pay timers where you can pay to have something done faster, or you can pay for experience and level up that way. But with $60 titles and AAA games, you kind of expect to get your disc, play the game to completion, and pretty much be done with it. If you want the DLC, get the DLC. If you don't want it, you'll have to buy it. Let's see. What's another topic?
Well, I think for me, with doing a variety broadcast, I mean, if we're going to go on a streamer side,
Yeah.
for me, the microtransactions are a big problem because I stream so many games. The amount of money to be able to purchase all of these different items is astronomical. So there's a lot of games that just get put on the shelf and I don't go back to them only because I know I'm not going to purchase the extra stuff, and if I go back into that game, I'm just going to get annihilated online.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a nightmare because there's a lot of games that, my fans want me to get back into, and I just don't want to do it because I know it's going to be chaotic for that period of time.
This
And if
actually
that
reminds me-
microtransaction was in, then that wouldn't be an issue. Everybody would be on a level playing field.
Right.
Sorry, my bad.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
it's all
It's
good.
actually, you just reminded me that, that game Quiplash, right, for the PC on that Jack, whatever it is, site?
Jackbox TV. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackbox TV. Yeah, they just released that to on the Xbox store yesterday, and so I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And they're wanting $30 for it, but that's not the only thing. For each question category that you want to be able to use, like each type of area you want to go into with your questions for the game, you have to pay $5 as a DLC for it. And there's about 50 categories.
Yeah.
That does seem a bit cheap because you are already paying $30. But think of it like this.
For a game that's free.
I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. Say you buy the board game for $20 or whatnot. Well, they're not going to have all the expansion cards with it. You'll have to go to your store and buy the expansion cards. So, if they're advertising it like a full-blown board game but digitally, that's how they would do it. Now, they are pretty sleazy because they're basically cutting down your content in half and selling you the other half in bits and pieces for whatever money they can get. But I think that's why they do it. They want you to make you feel like you're playing the actual board game and you're buying these extra packs to add into it, which is completely bogus, but that's probably what they're up to. Let's see. I just had it in my head. Streaming. How do you guys feel about YouTube streaming? I've checked it out, and it seems as impossible to navigate as it was back in 2009, I believe it was, when YouTube tried a streaming service, where you can't find your channels, you can't see if somebody's live. It's completely convoluted in the sense that, you can see all these, big streamers, but when it comes to small
can't see
streamers,
logo
you can't
guys.
see anybody.
No.
No.
I'm not going to name names, but I have a couple of streamers that were on Twitch side and went the way of YouTube to see how they could do. A lot of the problems that
Flyer.
they had was that they were getting a lot of very young audience, and that was an issue for them because of the content that they were streaming out. There was no filter for that. So that was the issue that they were having, and the other problem they were having was constant fluctuations in quality of the stream. It would constantly cut out on them. So they came back to Twitch and they said they would never go back. For me, I won't do the YouTube streaming thing for the same reason. It's just not maintained enough yet for me to jump aboard.
Not only that, I've looked into YouTube streaming. I wasn't going to use that as an option. I'm here on Twitch to stay, and I just wanted to research it and see why people would switch over. But I've seen a lot of people where they like to play music on their stream. Well, you can't do that on YouTube. They will shut your stream down for playing one song for longer than, I believe, 30 seconds. You have to play 30 seconds of a song, and if they catch that, they will shut your stream down. And I took one look at that. I'm like, how are small streams going to be able to entertain, captivate an audience, where you can not only play music, but you have to abide by YouTube's more strict guidelines, because they do have stricter guidelines than Twitch. Adult, content has to be filtered out. Well, you can't really filter it out. And
not when you're live.
Not when you're live, no. And there's nothing to really catch that. It just seems like a big jumbled mess right now. I don't really even consider it to be a viable competitor to Twitch right now. I think Ustream is more of a competitor than YouTube streaming is. But
yeah, even Hitbox.
Yeah, even Hitbox is. Wow.
I'll
Angry?
play a little devil's advocate here.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I really have no opinion on this particular issue because I have not checked out YouTube streaming whatsoever. It's been Twitch and nothing but Twitch for me, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all there is. For me, YouTube is for video on demand. Twitch is for live, and that's that's just my opinion on it.
Right. No, I agree 100% that these other companies are just trying to get onto that money trade that Twitch is on, and they're doing everything they can to take a bit of that market. But I find that a lot of people are just going to keep coming back to Twitch, and that's just going to be the way it is. They can try and get the fans away, but this is where it's at.
All right, Reaper?
I'll play a little devil's advocate here, even though I have a little beef with YouTube. Actually, huge beef. It's more like a steak.
Damn.
Yeah. When it comes to the future of streaming and where we'll be later, YouTube pays with their partnerships so much more than Twitch does. I mean, I think Twitch, I was talking with Fist and he was saying that it's around, I don't know, like if he has a good month then it's upwards to 200-300 plus. Whereas YouTube, they'll basically be paying you a little over minimum wage by the end of the month if you do good. Which is like, whoa. But you guys are right, you can't do music in your streams, you can't even play a clip from a video unless you own it. And I also saw that there's been a lot of people where if they try and streaming a new game that's just come out and it's not even in beta or anything, they'll just be like, well, if it hasn't been out for more than 2 months, then it still qualifies as NDA, so you can't stream it, otherwise we'll shut you down and ban your IP address. Which seems a little excessive.
Well, the other side of that too is even companies. When I got into the YouTube just video on demand stuff about a year and a half ago, I got out of it for this reason. I was basically showing off gameplay of new games. And the one that I always got hit on was Nintendo games. Anytime I would do a Nintendo video, Nintendo would come right down on that hammer and say, no, this is our content, you can't use it.
Yep.
And that caused a real problem. And that's actually what made me switch over to go to Twitch, and that's why I'm on Twitch now. Is because of that very reason. The policies that are there are so ass backwards. People like us, it's basically free advertising for game companies. And when they look at it that way, maybe they'll stop doing that. But as for now, I won't use YouTube just because of that.
With that segment, that's actually a beautiful segment, Monster Stage, because that's going straight into my next topic, Nintendo. The new Nintendo console, specifically, has no disk drive and will be running Android software. Now,
hell no.
Yes. Now, we all know that Android software is by far the easiest to hack of any smartphone developer. iOS, Android is definitely the hackable one. What do you think Nintendo's doing getting into bed with Android when they can't keep third-party developers together? Because all they really have is first-party titles.
See, this is news to me about the Android being put into the next system. Yeah, I'm not on board with that. Any kind of, if it's going to be a completely virtual design, then you're looking at credit card information they're going to be using to buy games, easily accessible through Android apps. Yeah, the hacking is going to be a nightmare. That's no.
Yep.
No, don't do it, Nintendo, don't do it.
They've actually titled their project Nintendo NX. You can find information on videos about this on YouTube. I got a full article about it, and I was reading about it, and they are basing it off of an Android operating system. I don't know how far that will go as far as applications that you can place on the Nintendo, but there is no optical drive. That means you will not be buying disc. But there is an SD card slot where you could be placing games in like a 3DS and how you use it that way. So you might still be buying physical copies of the game, or that might be a way from them to download DLCs and memories. You can put in photos that way and things of that sort.
Well, if they do that, they're definitely going to have to make it set up where you can buy a points card, because I won't be using a credit card in that scenario at all.
Yes.
Well,
at
I
least it's
definitely
not
think-
as bad as when PS4 got hacked and everyone's credit cards got stolen and used.
Yeah. Same situation.
But honestly, I
yeah.
think that's kind of where the industry is going. I mean, whether we like it or not. I mean, I have I don't think I have. I'm trying to think. I have one game from my PS4. Physical game. Even though my hard drive is full, I have like two or three physical copies of games from my Xbox One. It's just, for me, I'd rather just download it and just have it. I'm not the type that trades games in. So I mean, that's just my personal preference. I'm the type that I'll keep all my games. So I think that's just kind of where the industry is going, and that's kind of where they're trying to push. And I think as a software developer, as a hardware developer, you're going to push your costs down and push your profits up by pushing digital content over physical content. So
Except
that's
that
kind
they're
of where
still
they're trying to
charging the
push.
same price right now.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. If you can charge $60 for a digital game, which is the same as $60 for a physical game, or you're still
physical.
making that much more profit, because you're not having to worry about producing the physical copy. You're not having to worry about distribution. You don't have to worry about what the cut that the retailer is making. So I mean, for them, it absolutely makes sense. For us,
The only
we're still
way,
gonna
yeah.
buy it away.
Exactly. The only way it would bring more people on board with your way of thinking would be if they reduce the price by $10. It makes people think, okay, well, they're cutting the price of making disc, of shipping, of packaging. They're getting rid of that. So to me as a consumer, all right, if I can pay for the game $10 cheaper, I'll buy it digitally. They're still going to be making more money versus the physical copy. But it's less of a hit to the consumer.
Well, with the decline of the Wii U and the real overall failure of the Wii U, you see them trying to innovate where in past years they've kind of duplicated a lot of things, except for the Nintendo Wii, where they had the motion controls and they were a real innovator of that. But my whole problem with the downloading digital content through the box, where, most of the time that's fine, they have no third-party support. There's going to be no Call of Duties. There's going to be little to no Final Fantasies. They're going to have Star Fox, Mario, Mario Party, Mario Kart. You're going to have all your Nintendo franchises rebooted, remastered, all over again. Are gamers starting to get tired of that?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, for me, as a nostalgic point of view, make another 2D side-scrolling Mario platformer. I'll buy it every time.
You have it. You have it with Mario Maker. You already have it.
True enough, but that is still designs that I'm making myself or community designs. I still want a programmer to make a fun Nintendo game. Because let's be honest, if you've seen some of the Mario Maker levels that these people are making, holy shit, people, cut it out. Cut it out.
I will say that when you're talking about nostalgia, I mean, you look at the people that were playing, the Atari, right? You guys that were playing Nintendo. Nintendo, arguably at the time, obviously there's more systems been sold now, but I mean, as far as Nintendo was the system that really drove the current video game explosion. I don't know what the word to say, but anyway, the point is that the people that were playing Nintendo back when Nintendo was released back in 1985 are the same people that have disposable income, right? Right now. And what do they want? They want to relive that childhood, that love for video games that they used to have. And that's why Super Mario Maker is such a big deal. Is the old school Super Mario a great game? I mean, it was a good game. But why are people playing it now is because of nostalgia. It's not because it was such an amazing game. There's better games now. Let's face it. As far as
I agree 100%. And like I said, it's totally on nostalgia that I want to play those games.
We lost your video, Reaper.
What?
Yep.
It's probably from all those fingers he was throwing.
Now we got a pretty photo of you.
Yeah,
oh, look
there we
how
go.
pretty he is, people. Look at that pretty. Oh, look at this smile. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
But I think in the whole, as a gaming community, I think we're starting to see the real decline of Nintendo.
I mean, back
We've seen the Wii. The Wii sold great, but you know what market it sold towards? Mothers, fathers.
Yep.
People,
Families.
it was a family console, where PS4, Xbox is more for your gamer crowd, but the Wii was more for a family interaction. When you had the bowling, where you had the Mario Party, it was more family oriented. The Wii U completely bombed. The Wii U's been out for less than 2 years now, and they're already stopping development of games.
Well, here I'm gonna defend the Wii U a little bit. Okay. The problem with the Wii U was the lack of support for it. If we look at what has been released for the Wii U, it's been amazing games. Okay? Pikmin. Okay, the Pikmin 3, great game. We're talking about Super Mario Maker. We're talking about an upcoming Zelda game that's supposed to be good. You talk about all the Super Mario games that have been made. I mean, it's all first-party stuff, but they've been really good games. I mean, really fun games. Even if you are just playing with your family or whatever, these are quality, good games made by a quality developer. Nintendo has always been an amazing, amazing first-party developer. Mm-hmm. Probably the best first-party developer in the history of gaming, okay? The only problem is there aren't other people willing to put in money into a system that isn't selling well, okay? If they had those numbers, then maybe... I mean, because they're basically having to sell systems on their own games. Whereas Microsoft and Sony, they have developers lined up around the corner to develop for them, and so they know that they have a library coming their way. And people know that the Wii U, it doesn't have a library coming from. That's why it's selling so poorly. So the Wii U is not a bad system, but it failed just from third party to support, and that's so.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
I will say this, and I've said this before, and KDX, you've been in my stream before when I've been talking about the Wii U. For me, the Wii U is a console that is just fun to play. It's just fun. There's, you're not going to be a hardcore gamer playing Wii U, but you're going to have fun when you play it. And that's what I look at that console as. And if I don't look at it as anything else other than that, I'm okay with the Wii U. If I want to go for a hardcore game, I'm going to go on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or even PC. But if I want to just have fun, the Wii U is what I play.
Right. I'm really hoping that Nintendo does succeed with future consoles. I want them to innovate a little bit more. Even with the Wii U, they are using antiquated technology to make the gamepad and to stream it to your box and whatnot. That technology's already been out 4 or 5 years. But I hope they take some innovation, they take some keynotes from both Microsoft and PlayStation 4, and really drive home a product that, maybe not necessarily for hardcore gamers, because Nintendo is just not that company, but maybe puts new life into new IPs. We haven't seen a new IP from Nintendo in a long time. At least not one that is gaining traction. And
Yeah.
I feel like that in that aspect, not the hardware side in particular, but definitely the software side, needs a reboot.
Well, here's
Sorry,
one thing.
Kid X.
Yeah,
I
here's
just
one
have
of
to
the
say
things-
this, folks.
Oh, okay. You go ahead. I'll
Sorry,
say
and
my
it's just one thing, and it's this, just to stimulate chat. A pitiful. All right, continue on.
Yes.
All right, no.
Thank you.
Basically, what I was saying is that I think one of the biggest mistakes that Nintendo made when they revealed the Wii U was really identifying it. It's basically their messaging, right? When they came out with it, when they announced it, they came out with the controller. All right, so when you saw that, it seemed like all it was a peripheral for the Wii. Mm-hmm. It wasn't identified as its own system. Okay, now if they would have came out and said, okay, this is our next gen system, it's called the Nintendo 20 or whatever the hell they wanted to call it, but instead of calling it the Wii U, right, they were trying to build off the momentum they made off of the Wii. They should have went in a little bit different direction and identified it as its own system, which it is. It's basically it's somewhere between the Xbox or Xbox 360 and the PS3 generation and the current generation. So it's somewhere in the middle there, but it is its own system, okay? And the peripheral was kind of an extra, an add-on, whatever, but it was still somewhere in the middle. It was separate from the Wii U, and that was the mistake that they made, is that they identified it too much with the Wii U, and that was the message, or the Wii, pardon me, and that was the message that they came across with. When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? When they revealed it at E3, I was like, what the hell is this? It's a Wii with a gamepad, and so their messaging was just completely awful.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So they had that Ninja Throwing Star demo back then.
Oh, God.
And yeah, it was just, what is this?
I will say this for the record, though. I do want to get this. Nintendo is absolutely murdering everything on the mobile market.
They are.
With the 3DS, the new titles that are coming out for that, it seems like they're putting a lot more into their mobile development than anything else. The PSP, who plays the PSP anymore? I don't know. I'm sorry for you, Reaper.
Sorry.
But almost nobody plays it, and for good reason. The 3DS has the titles you want. It has A Link to the Past. It has your Mario. And those are the games that you associate with the brick Game Boy, the one that you got the Pokemon Red and Blue for. You got Tetris. It brings you back to that nostalgia, but still bring it into modern technology. Wow. Nintendo. Okay, speaking of Nintendo,
I got some Nintendo news for you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
You know that mobile app that developers made for games and shit called Kabam?
Yes.
Nintendo bought them over just yesterday. So yeah, you're right. They're taking over pretty much everything that's mobile game related.
Do you know why they bought that, though?
Yeah, do they want to
Not
take it
a
over, or they
fucking-
just want to kill the market with it?
No, they're actually
rid
going
of
to be
it.
using that as a platform for their new Pokemon Go mobile service. Yep, where you can take your mobile phone. It's a mobile experience, and it renders a picture basically of your environment, and it'll randomly pop up these Pokemon that you can catch in real life.
Didn't they already do that like 6 years ago? They came up with something just like that. It was for the PSP or 3DS or something.
It came
like
up with
you would just walk
something
around and like it'd be like a live feed that you use.
Yeah.
And it like shows
The
up.
3DS had something like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm just picturing a whole bunch of people out on the street just doing one of these.
No, they have a special wristband with a button on it. It has like a Pokeball, and there's a button in the middle of the Pokeball, and you press that to apparently try to catch them. And like if you're near somebody else, it'll highlight them like, hey, this person's a trainer. You can battle them if you want to, and you can have like Pokemon battles on a train or a bus or something, or on the sidewalk. They want it to be this big mobile experience, but as we've seen with multiple ones beforehand, it just flops. Nobody plays it, and the ones who do definitely look like trolls from your mother's basement.
Flops like a sausage on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think I'm just too old for that Pokemon stuff, because, yeah, when it came out, I was too old to care. Too old to care. So, yeah, I can't really chime in on Pokemon stuff.
I was more into like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit. You know?
Another topic I wanted to get into, and then we'll wrap up after this, is
What's wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh?
the difference between video games of the past and video games now. In particular, how you can have a very finished and polished product that's on the Super Nintendo. But we're developing games for the PS4, and almost every AAA title that comes out is broken. We've gone backwards.
Unity.
Yeah. And how do you guys feel about that? Where, games were a whole lot simpler, don't get me wrong. But
Shinobi was fucking epic in the day.
it seems like games aren't taking the time because they could just, we'll patch it later in DLC, or we'll just do online patches to fix that later. We'll ship it out.
This goes out to you developers out there. I don't care if you're financially losing money. Don't release a game until you have it completed. All you're going to do is cause consumers to get pissed off with your brand and stop buying your shit. So, complete the game first, then release it to us. That's all I got to say about that.
Reaper, anything to say over there?
I completely fucking agree. Seriously, take your time, making stuff for us. Because if you want our money, then you're gonna have to start earning it after that Unity bomb. I'm still pretty salty over that. I actually tried playing it the other day on stream, and it never again am I touching that game. I actually am pretty sure I threw the disc at my wall.
Iceberg.
No, I completely agree. I mean, here's the thing. In an ideal world, that's definitely the way it should be. I mean, I don't think it's anything new that developers ship games that are incomplete. Now they can actually fix it with like patches later, so they don't have to spend as much time. It's one of those things that they have meetings and they're like, okay, we know there's this bug, but it doesn't really break the game. But unless somebody really finds it, so we'll fix it. We can push it out a couple months earlier or 3 months earlier, whatever. And we'll fix it, and hopefully nobody finds it, whereas before you had to deal with it before it shipped. But of course, before, we're talking about older generations, we're talking about games that didn't require quite as much skill to worry about. Like when you're talking about pre-360, pre-PS3 era, those games that were, physical, you didn't really have the patching that you do now. You had to make sure that it got out, and I mean, and even then they still did. I remember I had a Dreamcast. Or no, wait, I go way back to the Sega Saturn. I had a Sega Saturn copy of Myst. Okay, I had a Sega Saturn copy of Myst, and I got to a certain part of that game where I came into just a game-breaking bug. I mean, literally, I hit that part of the game, and the game just didn't work anymore. And so I actually called up the developer, or not called up. Oh yeah, I did call him up. I was like, "Hey, look, what's the deal with this game? I can't get any further. It's like, oh yeah, you got the wrong version of the game. Send it to us. We'll mail you out a new one. And so, which is what happened, and that's what I did. But I mean, in an ideal world, that's the way it's going to be, and it should be that way. They should, when you look at what was that game last year that we were, or a couple years ago, we were expecting it to come out at launch, and it didn't. The name is eluding me. It came out back in, it was May or April. God damn it! What was that game that was supposed to be launch game? It was an open world. God damn it! I cannot think of it.
What system?
You talking ESM?
All of them. It was PS4 and Xbox. God damn it!
Wasn't Elder Scrolls, was it?
No. It wasn't Elder Scrolls. It was an open world game where you were a dude and you had like, God damn it, I can't remember. Never mind.
Watch
Was
Dogs.
it like Ark?
What?
Watch
Was
Dogs.
it like Ark?
Watch Dogs. There you go.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs. Because that game was supposed to launch, okay, but they say, okay, we're going to push it back because this game sucks. It's not ready to be launched. Well, guess what? It came in April. The game still kind of sucks. But, I mean, at least it worked, right?
Yeah, it works. And that's the point. They pushed back because they knew that if they had sold it at that time, everybody was going to get a broken copy.
Yeah, and I actually have to give credit to indie developers. We see a lot of indie developers develop these, oddball kind of outskirt games, but I'd say at least 90% of the time they're producing a finished product. It's not as elaborate as AAA titles, I get that, but they're still bringing out quality products at a reasonable price. And
you got games like Limbo and Journey that got many awards, and they're indie titles, and they're fantastic games.
They are. Somebody said in the chat here, just call me Dino, Division. Division has been pushed back due to gameplay issues and multiplayer issues. So I do have to give the Rainbow Six guys credit for that. There are many a title that does get pushed back. I'm just waiting for a lot of them to come out, especially Fallout 4. I do have a major concern about Fallout 4.
It's going to be broken.
Don't say graphics.
No, I'm not even going to talk about the graphics. I'm going to talk about the building. How much of the story had to have been compromised in order to fit building structures into the game?
Well, I don't know if any of you guys played that Ark game yet, but in pretty much the same way Ark turned out, where it turns out into all building things and crafting.
Look how cool this place looks.
Exactly, and no actual story. I got access when they were first making it to the alpha build of it, and it was it was about 80% story, 20% building and maintaining and crafting. In the beta, when it hit beta later, it was the other way around. It pissed me and a lot of other people off quite a bit, and that they still released it that way.
Well, in the E3 presentation, Todd Howard does explain that Fallout 4, you don't have to do any of the building or crafting. But how much gameplay are you really going to get just from the story when they add so many different components of building into the game? You can only really add so much. Most of it's going to be a digital download. Even if you get the disc, you're still going to have to download the game. But you're having so many large locations, because they said there's multiple large, expansive, village-style locations that you can build up. How much is that detaching from the actual storyline of Fallout 4? I'm hoping that it's just going to be all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorn farts, but I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot of broken elements to this, especially where you're building defense structures to help defend your villages and whatnot, and you're sending caravans to and from. It seems like they're adding a little bit too much, a little too fast. Let's see.
Who's typing?
That was Rage.
It's my big old mic, people.
No unicorn farts, thanks.
I gotta touch on the unicorn thing real quick. I will believe that Fallout 4 will turn to absolute trash the day that my shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
Well, I'm not saying it's going to be trash. I'm just concerned about the title's longevity as far as story goes.
That's one
Yeah.
of those games that I am going to play, but it's not one that I'm going to pick up on release.
From what I've been seeing, it's just like
yeah,
New Vegas.
there's going to be a lot of bugs that are going to have to be fixed, and I'd rather get the experience a month and a half down the road rather than have to deal with all that shit beforehand.
Right.
Well, no, Rach, have you ever played? Have you ever played New Vegas?
Yeah, that game was broken. I didn't like New Vegas at all.
Yeah. I don't know if you got that far, but when you get over to the part where you actually have to go to Hoover Dam, and the game is just like, oh, well, you can't get past it because these NPCs won't show up. I've been hearing all over the place from people who have been given beta access to it that it's that bad right now.
Well, and that's a problem. If the game is broken and it's been out for how long now and it still hasn't been fixed, so
I just
don't
hope
know.
it ain't
I
as
don't know.
bad
It's
as
just-
they fucked
I
up
want to
my-
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry
see,
for
that's the
that.
thing. I don't know if we're
Fucking
opening up a can of worms, but I mean, I think that's kind of the history of Bethesda and the games in that lineage that have been released, whether it be Fallout or the Elder Scrolls games. I mean, it's basically the same every time, and that's what I'm really nervous about with Fallout 4. I love the idea of Fallout 4. I love what they have presented, and I want to play that game. But for the exact same reasons you guys have brought up, just the bugs, I am so afraid of playing that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait and see what other people see, what their experience is, and then make my judgment call from
Yeah.
that point. But
Plus, not only that, I mean, with them saying that, oh, you can now make your own mods and insert them onto your OneDrive to sync over with your Xbox for the game copy. You know how many hackers are going to mess up the game from their mods? That gives them a chance to really just destroy that game in a matter of hours from release.
Yeah.
but I guess that boils down
Worries me.
to whether you want to get that mod or not.
Yeah.
You're,
Well,
you're
like,
putting that
say-
in your own choice, right?
We'll say like, okay, Skyrim back in the day, I know, totally different game. It had some serious like blocky faces issues, and I'll say this right now, flat-chested square people. Okay, you wanted some like if you were gonna play a chick, right? You wanted to have her look legitimately badass, right? So you had to get a mod to do that. Like if you have to do the same thing with Fallout 4, then it comes down to, is it worth it, or are you just going to have to live with being bored and hating the way that your character looks? Like, I'm all about the whole in-depth feel of, I own this character, it is me, you know?
Yeah. Well, if they... Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I mean,
But I can
if it comes
totally,
down
like,
to
have
if
a
someone
purpose.
else has the ability to screw with your game so that your character can look better, then yeah, my answer will always be no, because I don't want to give that person control over having that ability. Because if they've got the ability to do that, then who knows what else they can get into when they're in that program.
Yeah.
That won't
What about
happen on
Mass
my end.
Effect 4, huh?
Yeah. Mass Effect 4 hype from Monsters Rage in the chat.
Damn
there.
right, there's Mass Effect 4 hype.
Dude, when are they gonna fucking
Am I-
release?
am
I've
I
been
alone
waiting
on
so
this?
long. I've been waiting since Mass Effect 2 for Mass Effect 4 because
That-
Mass Effect 3.
That's the elusive golden snitch, like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Silent Hills.
News for you: Kingdom Hearts 3 is officially an indie title, and it's been out on Xbox for the last 8 months.
Wait,
Sorry.
okay, so
Explain yourself, good sir. Explain.
Disney released an indie Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's already been out, but nobody knows about it?
Pretty much, because you know how indie is, like with Outlast 2, for instance, okay? Something that everyone's been looking forward to, and if you are to type in for what you're playing on the Twitch status right now, You could type in Outlast 2 and it'll be like, oh, hey, Outlast 2 exists on here. But you go onto the store or marketplace, whatever you call it on your console or even PC, you can't find it anywhere. You look online, it says it's been out for a while, and so you actually like have to type in a freaking code that you get emailed to you from the developers to install and purchase the game onto your console. How messed up is that? And the game's crap, I'll be honest with you. It's not worth it.
That's complete insanity because one, Disney's not going to release an indie title. They're not. They're not an indie. They're not an indie developer.
It blew my freaking mind.
They've been AAA ever since. Let's see, Disney Infinity. When that first came out, they've been a AAA title.
Well, remember when they
or a AAA brand at least.
When they made that compilation of different Disney games, they had it was Aladdin, and it was a weird game. It was like Aladdin versus Mickey Mouse or something. It was like a knockoff funny version that's more like little kid rated of Mortal Kombat that they made a long ass time ago.
I think then again it really comes down to what the definition what's the definition of indie developer anymore, you know?
Right.
I mean, because any developer can be an indie developer as long as they're not, you know, backed by a major publisher, you know. I mean, even if it is Disney, if they're not, you know, publishing under their own publishing title, I mean, just like, we're Disney and we're putting out a game, it's not our publish. I don't know. It's just one of those weird terms, you know, indie developer. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's more like a little like hipster kind of a title, I'm guessing.
So with Cade here being an indie developer, technically, so to speak. By the way, guys watching the stream right now, Cade, he's got this awesome thing he's working on. No details yet. It'd be nice if you'd give us some.
I can give you one detail about the project that I'm working on right now.
Hold on.
Oh, dear God.
All right, go.
Have you guys ever played a game, Dark Cloud 2?
Yes.
I'm working on a cross between Dark Cloud 2 and Minecraft.
My heart.
Full custom.
You have me sold.
full customization options. Right now, there's over 5,000 items in the game. It is a dungeon crawler, but there is massive customizational planes and areas that you can customize. That's all I can really say. There is no official title for the game right now. But I've been working with a lot of artists and a lot of developers trying to get this to fruition. I'd say it's about 40% done right now. The story is completely set out. It's all finished. I'm waiting on voice acting, artistry, and a little bit of coding.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so if you're
interesting,
technically
sir.
developing your own thing, then that makes you an indie developer, which makes you also which technically here makes you a AAA title developer.
No.
Which means you get to have fun.
You know why I'm not? You know why I'm not a AAA title developer?
Voice acting.
My game will have no paywalls, no pay timers. It will be completely free to play.
Until
Nice, but
corporate
I have one question
America gets
for
their
you.
hands
No.
on ya.
No ads, no nothing. It will be released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One next year.
But I have one question for you.
Yes.
Will it have Bane?
No, it will not have Bane.
Damn it.
But
we all need to make an animated comedy or something on YouTube with our voiceovers. You know how funny that'd be?
yeah.
I'm saying.
Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show here. So we're going to do a little station identification. I'll let Iceberg go first because we can't see him besides his logo. And he hasn't been able to talk all that much. So let's give him some airtime. Tell us what you do on your channel, where we can find you, and when we can find you.
Okay, so I am a primarily Destiny streamer. I stream every single day, generally in the area of about 6 p.m. Eastern is generally about the time I get on, just mainly due to work, and that's during the week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I generally get on in the area about 2 p.m. Eastern, so you can look for me there. My Twitch handle is, of course, angry_iceberg, so twitch.com/angry_iceberg. You can find me on Twitch, like I said, pretty much every day. I'll be on again tomorrow. I play both Xbox One and PS4 Destiny. As far as the social medias, twitter.com/angry_iceberg, and I just recently started up my Facebook page, so you can be one of the first to get in on that. That's, of course, facebook.com/theangryiceberg, all one word. So that's how you can find me.
He's ice cold.
Okay, Reaper?
Well, I'm just, a daily dedicated Twitch streamer here to help everyone enjoy their games a little bit more without freaking the hell out. And, just if anyone's ever having a bad day or needs some entertainment, then just hop on in my stream. It's twitch.tv/Reaper_X_357. Gotta change that. And yeah, I primarily stream first-person shooters. Sometimes I'll do third-person. Gotta expand the mind and enjoyment. But primarily, I'm just here for you guys.
Okay, Monsters Rage?
Alright, so I'm the complete opposite. I play games, but my channel isn't dedicated on games because, let's be honest, I fucking suck at games. But I play them, and I enjoy playing them. But my channel is more about me, people. It's about this face. It's about all of you loving it, worshipping it, wanting it in your life. And that's what I do. I just entertain. I entertain 6 days a week, 4 hours a day, doing my own shit, having fun. And just before I finish up, I will say this. Dead Memories. Welcome to the Rage Army!
There you go.
Never play Wario again, dude.
Never play Wario again. And this is KDX Gaming Twitch stream and soon-to-be YouTube channel dedicated to helping you in-game and in life. I'd like to thank Angry Iceberg, Reaper X357, and of course Monsters Rage for joining me on the podcast today. And I'd like to thank you all in chat for joining us today. You guys were pretty lively in there, and I love the conversation. So everybody here, I'd like to say keep calm and game on.